Good afternoon. We are at the Malangu property. We're going to be completing a repairability test. We'll be on this right slope, which is south. We have this damaged shingle here. We'll do the repairability test on that one, and we'll see how it affects all of those surrounding shingles. I'll give you an overview of all of those surrounding shingles before we get started, all of which could potentially be damaged during the repairability test. So I'll show you the current condition, then we'll take another look once we're complete and see those results. For my tools, I'll be using a flat bar, putty knife, hammer, and roof snake. We have this 45-degree tool we'll use to give us a reference point or a visual for what 45 degrees looks like. Slide it underneath that damaged shingle. And then any of those shingles that we do have to lift to complete the repairability test, we will keep those at 45 degrees or below. Alright, we'll get started. We'll start by unsealing all those shingles that we need to. We'll use the putty knife to unseal the top shingle. Then we'll use the flat bar to unseal the rest of those. And we'll start removing those nails. Got a lot of nail pull-throughs, it looks like, already. You can see the nail pulled through the shingle right there. That'll be damaging that shingle, be fracturing that matting. We'll take a closer look at the end once we're all complete. You can see real significant mat transfer so far as well. Another nail pull through on that one. Another nail pull through. Alright, we got all of those nails. Excuse me. So we'll go ahead and simulate an actual repair. We'll just slide that damaged shingle out and back in. Show you all of the mat transfer on here real quick. You can see that's real bad there, but we'll take a closer look at the end. So we'll slide this shingle back in. That should give us the most accurate results in determining whether or not this roof is repairable. Doing all the same, everything you would for an actual repair. Manipulating the shingles the same way, so should give us the best results. We got that shingle back in place. Start getting some nails back in there now. We'll be using the roof snake for that. we're all complete with that repairability test. I'll give you another overview of all of those surrounding shingles. Take a closer look at all of those shingles right above the damaged shingle. These ones we had to manipulate, unseal, and lift in order to complete the repair test. So we'll see, take a look at any damages that occurred during that. We can see stress fractures to these tabs where that matting on the shingle broke due to the lifting. These shingles are real brittle, so we can see just that small amount of lifting breaks the matting on there. And those stress fractures will be damaging the integrity of those shingles. You can feel where they're much weaker in those areas with the stress fractures. It's going to not allow the shingles to do what they're designed to do. They are designed to shed water. And with the matting being the main component for that, now that matting has stress fractures, so those water shedding capabilities are going to be compromised. We'll take a look underneath at all of that mat transfer. You can see that right there. That's real bad. You can see all the exposed fiberglass to that. You can see where that piece of matting was torn and stuck to the bottom of that shingle. You can see some exposed fiberglass on the bottom there as well. So that mat transfer will also be damaging the integrity of those shingles, as there is large chunks of matting being torn off one shingle. See all of that exposed fiberglass there. And then along with damaging the integrity of those shingles, that mat transfer is also going to make it extremely difficult for these shingles to reseal properly. As we can see, all the pieces of matting stuck to that tar line. Real significant mat transfer. It's going to be on every single one of these tabs. You can see it on both these rows of shingles. And when that mat transfer occurs is when we're unsealing all of those shingles. And we use the putty knife to unseal that top shingle, and then the flat bar to unseal the lower one. We can see real significant mat transfer across both those rows of shingles. So either tool that's going to be used is going to be impossible to get around that mat transfer. And we'll take a look at all of those nail pull-throughs as well, so we can see where that old nail was, where we removed it. You can see all of that fractured matting there due to that nail pull-through, and the nail head went through there, creating a larger opening than there should have been. And same thing on this one. That one. I believe these were good up here, no nail pull-throughs on that. But we can see with all those damages, we have an additional at least 3 damaged shingles. We got this shingle, one tab on shingle 6, shingle 7. Those 3 have stress fractures and mat transfer along those, and then we can also see mat transfer on the top of that shingle. That's going to be shingle 4 there, and mat transfer along that, on the top of that shingle, which is shingle 3. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that'll be 5 additionally damaged shingles, just from if we were to repair one wind damaged shingle. And with those damages, that's going to be cause for potential water intrusion. So I do not believe repairs are feasible to this roof. As we can see, the wind damage is very widespread. Got that one there, missing tab down there. We have some more right there. So we got it all over this roof. We can see from this repairability test what all those repairs are going to be, the condition they're going to be left in. They're going to be left with damages like this. So this insured will have potential leak hazards all over their roof, anywhere those repairs are going to be completed, along with an additional 5 damaged shingles for every one of those shingles repaired. I do not believe that would be indemnification, leaving the insured with more damaged shingles than they previously had, along with all those leak hazards. So I do not believe this roof is repairable, and I will go ahead and chalk up all of those damages and get some better photos of those. Thank you for your time.